Okay, so I introduce myself. I'm Dr. Jamal. I think that maybe you are astonished that someone from Yamama University sent you an email. Okay. However, I know very well King Saud University. I was working for 10 years in King Saud University, and I was responsible for teaching this course for 10 years. Okay. I was the person who created this course. Okay. When I arrived in King Saud University. And King Saud University sent me an email last week in order to help them. I said, okay, I have no problem with I can help my old colleagues and my own institution. I will introduce very quickly myself. Okay, I had engineer diploma and master diploma and PhD diploma from France, especially in Paris-Dauphine University. I worked in Paris-Dauphine University, and then I moved to Canada. I worked in Montreal University. After that, left university in order to work in the industry as consultant, architect of application, project manager. I worked many years in the industry, in many companies, many big companies. And the last one was SAP. And this is what maybe in this semester you will use as an ERP system. As I said, after maybe 13 years working in the industry, King Saud University sent me an email to join them. So I worked for 10 years in King Saud University, and then I moved to France. I created my own company because my son, I took my son to France to do his first university year, and then I come back to Al Yamama University, and it's my second year in Yamama University. Okay. Any question? No? Okay. So I will show you the syllabus. After this, I will do the attendance. But by the way, have you done the first lecture before? Last week. Did you get your first lecture or not? With Dr. Matwalli. Okay. Yes, I cannot. I don't know. I know Dr. Matwalli, but I don't know what they give you. But I have to redo the things. Okay. So, sorry for this, but I have to redo it. Okay. First of all, you have to textbook. Yeah, not really required. Okay. There is a textbook concept in ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, for Ellen Monk and Brett Wagner. This book explains you the concept. Okay, it's not deep, it's not big, and so on. But the most important information they will get, you'll get from the SAP. Okay, since you will use all this information in order to play with the ERP modules. I think that you didn't do your first lab with Mr. Yasser, right? Until now.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. So Mr. Yasser will introduce you ERP system. Okay, maybe sometimes I can open the system in order to show you something, but Mr. Yosa will do it. And I know very well the ERP system. Okay. To be brief about the description of this course, okay, it will give you introduction of the ERP system, what are the models that you will use in your and maybe show you that we can configure an ERP system. Okay. Of course, after this, you will be free to pass any exam certification if you want. SAP Open exam certification for the students with a low cost, a low fee. Okay, you can do it. It's very important for your career if you want to have a good career and to enter big companies. Okay. The course learning outcomes learn how business processes are integrated in the ERP system, learn what the functionality provided by the main business process, be able to conduct a project in ERP. You will have 2 case studies in the lab. Of course, you don't have the lab, but you can do it at home. Okay, and during this 2 case study, maybe you will have 25 points from the total mark, and learn, as I said, how to configure the main ERP modules. It will be light because configuring an ERP system, since you are using one system, the first cloud system. Okay, if you configure something, all the other universities that are using this ERP system will be influenced and will be affected by this system. Okay, we try to do a light configuration, something that you can affect only your user, not all the system. Okay, I forget this for accreditation and so on. These are the chapters that we intend to do. I don't know if we can do them all. Okay, some of chapters are very small, others are a little bit big. The first chapter, of course, is introduction to the ERP system. After this, there is an ERP system. By the way, I didn't share my screen, right? Let me share my screen. Okay. After this, there is ERP system architecture. You should know how the system is built. We'll discuss about the layers of the system and so on. Sales and distribution, this is the first module. After that, you will do all maybe the most important modules in ERP system: sales and distribution, material management, material planning, manufacturing execution, human capital management, this means HR, financial accounting, general ledger, and financial accounting payable and receivable, and the last chapter, ERP implementation modules. Maybe this one I will move it before. if I will notice that we cannot finish, but this one is important. Okay, these are the chapters that we'll go through. Okay, and of course these are the assessment, how to do assessment of the course. Okay, you will have 2 quizzes. Okay, each quiz is 5%. The university asks us to give 25% for the midterms. You will have only 1 midterm. Okay, you will have 2 case studies, and the first case study is 10 marks. The second one is 15 marks. Okay, maybe Mr. Yasser, maybe he can give 10 marks and then 5 marks for participation. It's up to him, but I gave him 25%, and the final examination is 40%. These are the dates, okay? These are the tentative dates. Maybe sometimes if we are late and so on, we can change a little bit the dates, but try to memorize them in order to not have any conflict, okay? By the way, what I will do for the quiz, I know that you have a session for 2 hours, okay, and the quiz is half an hour, and in order to have common quiz between all the sections, okay, maybe what I can do, I can give you, for example, for in the morning 1 hour, and in the evening, for example, at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., you will have a quiz for half an hour, okay, and it will be for all the sections. Why for all the sections together? Because sometimes some sections said, okay, you give the other sections very easy quiz and we give us hard quiz and so on. It's better that you have the same quiz and no one will discuss about this, okay? You have the same quiz. Any question until now? No? Okay. By the way, you know that a regulation that you should not exceed 25% of absent. If you have any problem or ill, or I don't know, whatever you have to send an email to me with the proof of this. I'll send it to the administration in order to see how they can remove the absence. I cannot remove any absence. The administration will decide at the end to remove the absence. Okay, this means that they said if someone reached the end, they can say, okay, since he was ill and so on, and was in hospital, we accept that he will continue and he will pass, for example, the final exam. But try to do it very quickly within the week in order that I send it to the administration. Any question? We don't have? Okay. So try to, if you don't understand anything, try to answer ask questions. Okay, I can answer you if I have the answer about your question. I will research about this and so on. Okay, don't be shy. Ask the questions if you want. Try to understand. Try to concentrate. Okay, most of information that you will important information that I can ask you on the quiz on midterms. Sometimes I said this is important, please memorize it and try to memorize it. This means write it somewhere, okay? Write it somewhere, okay? I will not put all explanation in the slides, okay? The slides should be concise, okay? I'll put the essential information, but the explanation I will explain them, okay? And try to write something. What you think is important, try to write it. Sometimes I ask you in the quiz or midterms, there is two types of questions. Okay, there is a closed question, okay, and there is open questions. Okay, and the explanation, for example, I can say, okay, give me an example how two models are integrated between them. Okay, this explanation, you will not find it in the slide, but you find it in the explanation that I give. Okay, so try to write it somewhere. Okay, Is it okay? No comment, no remarks? Clear? Excellent. Okay. Since I don't have indicate, it didn't give me a. Okay. Any question before we start? You don't have? Okay. Since you did the first lecture and you know what is an ERP system, okay, the first chapter is introduction, of course, of an ERP system, okay? I will ask you a question, okay? Do you know if we take a company like Aramco and so on, what the departments that they can have, that Aramco can have? Aramco is selling oil, okay? What department Aramco have? Doing its business. Yes, go ahead, Mohammed.
Financial department.
Of course, we should have financial departments, very important. And before financial departments,
Human resource department.
Human resource, yes, because we need employees and we need to pay them. And before that, what Aramco is doing is selling oil, okay? What we need for selling oil. Do you think that we need a sales department?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, in this case, it's a sales department, okay? We have someone said human resource, one said financial and accounting. We can have production also. For Aramco, they should have a production in order to extract the oil. Maybe also they can have a department of, I don't know, project management. Okay, there is they will do some projects in the company, so they have many departments. Okay, they will have many departments, and do you think that each department has its own software and database? It needs its own software and database. For example, human resource department, you think that it needs its own human resource software and database, and financial accounting needs its own software and database? What do you think? No answer. For what we use, for example, if I have a human resource software, I can use it in order to see what are the employees that I have. If there is an employee that I hired soon, I have to put it in my database. What are the salary and so on. If there is a payment, monthly payment of the salary, I will execute it and so on. Okay. If I have also something related to the sales, what are my customers, if someone wants to buy some quantity of oil, I have to save it, I have to save the contract and so on. Okay, so before each department in the company has its own software, okay, and database. Okay, each department, human resource has its own software and database. Production or manufacturing has its own software and database. HR, the same thing, and so on. So if we continue in the same logic, so maybe if we have 10 departments, we'll have 10 software and 10 database. Is it costly as a solution? هل السوليوشن هذه is costly، يعني ندفع فيها فلوس كثيرة؟ If you have many softwares, many database, yes, for sure. You know, maybe each software, it is, I don't know, 300,000 riyal and so on. You will come up with, I don't know, 1 million or 3 millions of or more than this. And we have many databases. And also, don't forget that the departments communicate between them. They cannot work alone. Do you think that if I am in the sales department, I have a communication with finance department, financial and accounting department? Is there a link between them?
Yes, of course, there is a link.
What's the link that they can have?
About the sales. So they found out how much they sell, and after that, the money they get, they put in it goes to the financial department.
Yes, yes. So every amount of sale should be sent to the financial and accounting department in order to save it in accounts tables. Okay, we know now that we have this revenue from the sale. Okay, and what about HR and financial accounting? Is there communication?
Yes, for the salary of the employees.
Yes, for the salary. Yes, for the salary of the employees. Okay. So if the HR paid the employees, they should also send this amount of salary to the accountings. Also, we can have a relation between manufacturing and human resource. Okay, manufacturing can see what we have as a resources in order to use them. I need to, for example, that I need some workers in the weekends. So I will check human resource. Is there any workers that can work in the weekend because we have many work to do and so on. So there is always communication between the different departments and so on. And if you use different software and different database, this communication can be manually. Okay, someone will write a request on the paper. For example, imagine that we sell something at the end of the day. We'll write everything. Okay, this is what we sell, and as a report, and we send it to the financial and accounting, and they will take it and they will enter it to their database. The same thing when the HR will pay the salary of the employee, they will write on paper, for example, what they sell, and they send it what they pay, and they send it to the finance and accountings. This is by paper. We can also use a floppy disk or flash memory. Because why? Because the different software are not linked together. They are separate. Okay, and they have different database, and this is a problem. Okay, the problem of the legacy system, when you say legacy system, system القديم, legacy or system قديم, okay, it is a costly solution. Okay, many softwares, many computers, many databases. Okay, also we need different development and maintenance team. Okay, for the software of finance and accounting, maybe it is built in Java, and we need a team in Java in order to do the maintenance, or also in order to add something, to add some another program, and so on. Imagine a program, the software of HR, it is built with I don't know, C or C++ or C# and so on. We need another team completely different in order to do the maintenance and development of this software, and so on. Okay. Also, we have a problem regarding the data. Okay, there is duplication of data. What is duplication? The data that you will find maybe in sales, you can find it somewhere in accountings. We sell a product. Imagine that I am a company of selling computers. I will define in my database, sales database, computer as a product. And then maybe I will find it in another department, for example, for inventory. Also inventory, we need it. When I will find the product computer in inventory. Inventory هو stock. تخزين. Okay. Before you sell something, you should have it in your plant, المصنع تاعك, and in your inventory. So inventory should have the computer. Maybe they can have 200 computers, and the sales departments will look on this if we have the quantity and so on. So we have duplication of data. The computer is in database of the sales, and the computer is in database of inventory. Okay, maybe in different format also. Imagine that you create a computer and you give it in database, you give it an ID in the cells of 10 characters, and in the inventory it's not 10 characters, it's 20 characters. Okay, this is of the different formats. How the ID, maybe this computer in the cells, I call it HP 2020. In the inventory, the same computer, maybe I call it HP 2020-001. And we have something that different formats and can create inconsistency. Because why? We don't know if this computer is the same. Also, maybe I can update one thing in one database, in the sales database, and I will not update it in another database. Imagine that I sell something. I sell some computers, 10 computers, but I forget to send this report to the finance, or the finance didn't execute this report. Okay, what happened? That we have inconsistency. Or maybe I sell something, 10 computers, and I forget to send this quantity to the stock in order to reduce them from the stock. So this means that the sales department don't have the right quantity on the stock. They have something wrong. Is it clear what is inconsistency?
Yes.
Okay. Also, the information are not in real time. Okay, as I said, we have different database. If I am the sales, I want to sell something. Imagine that, okay, someone comes and said, okay, I want to buy 100 computers from your company. What you have to do? If you are an employee of sales, what the first thing that you have to do? You have customer, the customer comes and said, I want to buy 100 computers. What you have to do?
I have to check the inventory.
Yes, this is the first thing that you have to do. You have to check the inventory, okay? And based on the quantity that you have in inventory, you can answer the customer. Yes, we can sell 100 computers, or we don't have enough quantity. Maybe we'll find another solution, okay? What does it mean? Since we have different software and different database, in order to get this information from the inventory, if you are in different system, you have some reports, manual reports, and or Excel and so on. You have to check, yes, I have or not. But maybe at the same time, this information have been updated. Someone have bought, for example, in the morning 80 computers, and in your Excel is not updated. Okay, you don't have access to the database of the inventory, and you can say, yes, we have the quantity, but really you don't have it because you don't have access in real time. And this is a big problem if you have separate softwares. Okay, so all this may cause many problems, many errors. Okay, this is why we come with the idea of an ERP system. So instead to have many softwares, many systems, many database, we have only one and single software with single database. Okay, so all the other systems that we have by departments will be included in the same software, and now we can call them modules. They are not software, they are modules. Modules, what is mean? components كبير. Okay, يعني كأنه program كبير داخل the same software. It's not outside. Okay, now they are in the same software, and we have one database. No need to have paper reports, floppy disk, or communication by phone between different departments. So everything now is shared by using the database. Okay, you if the sales want to check what the quantity on the inventory, they can use database directly. Okay, there is a query, and then they get information. If we want to update the financial accountings by the sales amount, we put the sales amount in database. Okay, and it is updated automatically. So now we have only one system. This is what the strategy and the idea of an ERP system. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So formally, what is an ERP system? It is packaged business system that allow company to do something. Okay, by the way, packaged business system, it is related to the business. Okay, so it is automate and integrate the majority of its business practices. So everything should be automated. Yani the majority, not really everything, but some companies are 100%, others they still use some papers and so on. Okay, if we take King Saud University, we know King Saud, yes? Do you think that is they have ERP system or not?
Yes, of course.
Yes, they have ERP system. And do you think that they are not using paper? Do you think that when they are doing some requests in King Saud, are we using papers? Are we not using paper? Everything is automatic.
Maybe some cases use paper.
Many cases, not some, many. Many cases are using paper. They like paper in King Saud University. They are not trusting the system. Okay. They have an ERP system, but they're still using papers. Okay. But for other companies, this is a problem of trusting the technology. Okay. If you trust the technology, you know that now there is a electronic signature, there is a workflow, there's many things that they can you can write something on Word documents, on PDF, and you can sign it, and can you save it in database? No need to have tons of papers. And then after this you will throw them. But some, it depends of the company. Some companies maybe are 50% everything automatics, others are 80 and so on. But this is what we want to do. And integrated, what is mean integration? It means everything can communicate between all the models are communicating between them. Okay, they are not separate. They can communicate, and I will explain later what the three types of integration. Share common data and practice across the entire enterprise. Since you are using the same database, you are sharing the common data. Yeah, the data is here in the database, and you can share it with other departments. Okay. Produce and access information in a real-time environment. Here there is two things: you produce and you access the information. This means, okay, when I do a sales order, when I sell computers, I produce information of sale and I put it in database. If the manager, any manager wants to see how many quantities I sell from the computer, he can get it on real time, directly from database. He can do a small query and he can get it on a real time on database. Any question until now?
That's clear.
Okay. Very quickly, what is ERP markets? Okay. Maybe some of the people said, okay, since ERP was technology that was created in the 70s, but maybe the ERP market is not growing. No. From the 70s until now, it's growing day after day. Okay. This in, let's say, if 2050, it is about 82 billion. And the million is billion of dollar. Okay, of the ERP market, and it's still growing, we expect that we have in 2022 86 billion of dollar of ERP market. What it means, this technology is important, and still many companies still using this technology. and need it. Like technology of database, okay, the same thing, okay. And many companies want to buy an ERP system. Okay, it's one of the fastest growing market in the software. And 34.5%. By the way, don't learn the numbers, don't learn the amount, don't learn the only to explain you what is important of the market, okay? 34% of the companies with a revenue 1 billion plan to purchase or upgrade ERP. What is mean a company that have more than 1 billion, this means biggest companies want to have an ERP, maybe they don't have it before, or they have it and they want to upgrade to have new versions because the technology is changing. Maybe they want to have a new version. In the sales in 2002 is 180 billion in sales, and 2010 they said 1 trillion and so on. Okay, it's still growing and growing and growing. The major investment of an ERP, they said, okay, it costs between 50,000 until 100 or more $1 million. Okay, 50,000 is very small ERP system. You can have some ERP system of in this cost, and the other big ERP, it is more than $100 million. It means it's costly. What are the business justification? Why we want to buy an ERP? Okay, sometimes we want to reduce the cycle time. What is a cycle time of something? Okay, in the company we have some business scenario. Okay, and based on this we create something, concept of cycle time. If we sell something, if we take the scenario of selling, when we sell, we should check the quantity, check if we have the quantity on the stock, and then if it is okay, if we accept the sale, we should send the amount of the sale to the finance accounting. This is, we call it a business scenario, and this is a cycle time. Maybe it takes all this check and so on. Maybe it takes before it takes 10 minutes, 1 hour, and so on. With ERP, maybe it is in few seconds. Okay, so this is what we want to reduce. Okay, we want to reduce all these cycle times. The same thing, if we want to pay the salary, of course the HR will create a list of the employee, and then to contact also the manufacturing, said, okay, give me the employees who did extra hours and so on. The manufacturing will send this information to HR, and then they count the number of hours, and then they find out the salary that they have to pay, and they pay the salary. And after this, they will take all this information, they send it to financial accounting departments. Maybe all this it takes 2 days or 3 days. If you don't have an ERP system, with an ERP system it is in maybe in 2 minutes. Okay, everything is automatic. Is it clear what is cycle time? Yes or no?
Yes, it's clear, sir.
Okay. lower operation cost. Okay, the cost of the operation, if you have different system or you have legacy system, it is costly. As I said, you are using different software, different department, many workers, and so on. Now, with one system, maybe you don't need a lot of people, not employees who are working. Maybe for each department you need one or two employees, not 100. Okay, because we should have everything automatic. In this case, you will reduce the cost of your operation. Every operation, you have it with a lower cost. Enable better management decision. Okay, the managers using an ERP system, they will have better decisions. Why? Because they will use the information in real time. I want to take a decision. It's important that I will take it with information in real time. Imagine that you are driving, okay, and you arrive to the cross street. You will take the right side or the left side. Okay, based on what you will take this decision? Based on the information. Okay, if you imagine that, okay, you have a paper map. Okay, it takes time to look on the paper map and you said, okay, do I have to take the right side or the left side? Okay, but if you have GPS, in this case, okay, automatically you get information in real time, and then you will take the right way. Okay, the same thing for the managers. Okay, they need information very quickly, very fast, in real time, in order to take a decision. Also, what is very important for them also, they need to have information online also. They can work online. What does mean online? Okay, this means that they can be on their office. Okay, they can use their computer. Okay, he can be at home. He can have his tablets. He can check the situation of his company. He can be on the plane or on plane on traveling, and he can also use his mobile to check what the quantity that they have, they sell, and so on. This is very important for them to have this flexibility. Any question? No? Is it clear?
Yes, clear, teacher. Doctor.
By the way, I can ask you some questions like this. How, for example, the manager can have better decision and so on. Okay, try to memorize and give me a small example. Okay, don't learn by heart if you don't understand something. Okay. Okay, evolution of an ERP system. Okay, as any software, we begin small and we grow. All the software was like this. Okay, the same thing. The ERP system, even the human, begin as a baby, and human will grow year after year. So there is ERP system begin, maybe first idea it was in 1940, and then we begin with inventory control. كل متعلق بالتخزين. Okay. I don't know all the words in Arabic, but some words I know them. I can explain sometimes in Arabic words. Okay. After that, they create in 1960 1960 MRP, Material Requirements Planning. What is MRP? I will explain it, and it is important. Maybe I will ask you to explain this in any quiz or midterm. Okay, so try to memorize it. Okay, what is MRP? As I said, if someone comes to the company, imagine that you have a company that do the assembly of or building computers, and you sell the computer that you build, and a big company like or big institution at the Yamama University or King Saud University come to your company and said, okay, I want to buy 100 computers from your company. What the first thing that you have to do? You already answered my question before. What you have to do first thing? Okay. If someone wants to buy something from your company, 100 computers, so customer want to buy 100 computers. So what you have to do first?
Check the inventory.
Check the inventory. This is the first thing. Yes, you are right. You have to check the inventory. Once again, and then check the inventory. Okay. I'll change the language because it is in French language. Imagine that, okay, if we have, imagine that we have 50 computers in inventory. What you have to do?
Tell the customer.
Tell the customer that you have 50 computers. Okay? Okay, tell the customer, yes. The customer, I have 50. Just enough? You send something or you don't send?
Yeah, we sell the 50, I think.
You, okay, if you accept to sell the 50, okay? Maybe we will, of course, if they accept, we'll sell the 50 available computer. After this, okay, what about the other 50?
We will order 50 more.
Order.
Yeah, to refill the inventory.
Order, yes, we ordered 50 more computer. Yes, to fill the inventory. You will order this for to whom?
For the customer.
Customer order.
For the customer, come for the customer. You will order 50 more computer to refill the inventory, not for to the customer. Someone will take this order. Who will take this order? I will order to refill or order 50 more computers. Who will do this? Who will take care about this order?
The inventory manager.
The inventory manager is responsible only to refill, only to stock the computer. Maybe other one. Production.
Okay.
Yes, you have maybe someone department that doing assembly. We call this production. Okay, and this is for the production. Okay, so I need 50 computers. Of course, the production, when they do this, they will send it to the inventory. Okay, and then come back here. After this, imagine if the production, of course, will what they do the production, what the production will do. Production will do when receiving the order of 50 computers. What they will do? Yes, of course. This is what they should do. Okay, but before producing, you need something to do something before.
Check their inventory if they have.
Yes, the inventory of what?
Of the production department.
Sorry.
The production department, they need to check their inventory if they have extra 50.
Imagine, okay, of course, by the way, the production, when they send something, when they produce something, they send it to the inventory, okay, automatically. They will not keep, it's not their purpose to keep it in their place. They are not responsible to keep the inventory of computers. But they have, you are right in half things. They will check something, check inventory of what? Not on the of the computers.
Oh, of supplies.
Yes, of the components. Okay.
Components, yeah. Yes.
Check the inventory of components. Okay. Maybe components you can have screens. I don't know, memory, hard disk, and so on. Okay. Many things. Okay. Now, set it here. If we have only maybe 30 available screens in inventory, what we have to do?
We have to order to 20.
Order 20. Order, this means buying 20. Okay. Yes, you order to buy 20 screens. So see, all these steps are done by one software. They call it MRP. Okay, all these steps that we see, it is in MRP. Okay, checking inventory that you have, making the inventory of. They call it finished product. By the way, this means what we want to sell. And then we'll check if they have the quantity that we have on the stock in the inventory. Of course, if we have only few, not all the total quantity, you can explain this to the customer, and then we have to order a production of the rest, maybe 50 computers. When the production receive this order, we call it production order. When they receive it, they have to check the inventory of the components. If they don't have enough components, they have to order this. This is what you call purchase order. Okay. And here we call it production order. Okay, this is MRP, material requirement plan. Any question? Is it clear? Yes, no? Who didn't understand?
Yes, clear, doctor.
Okay. After this, they do MRP2, and in 1960, this means what is MRP2? It is only an improvement of MRP, and they link it to the manufacture. Okay, they link it to the real production and التصنيع. Before they only sell something, and now we try to automate the production of manufacturing. In 1990, they really create the ERP system. Even that the first ERP system was in 70, but the real ERP system it was in 1990. In 2000, there is extended ERP. 2000, what happened? There is the beginning of the web. Okay, the first thing there is web ERP, and after that there is mobile ERP. Okay, there is something they call it CRM, customer relationship management, that you can see. You know that STC, all this telecommunication and so on are using CRM, customer relationship management system. Business warehouse. In the late of 2000, maybe 2010, there is a concept of cloud. Do you know what the cloud? What is cloud?
You mean cloud computing?
Yes. Software on the cloud. What is software on the cloud? I'm pretty sure that you are using cloud. Or yes, many softwares are on the cloud. What does it mean, please?
Like Google Drive.
Like Google Drive, yes. What does it mean? Of course, Google Drive is public cloud. Okay. It means that you put the software in a server, somewhere in the server in any countries, in Saudi Arabia or USA or whatever, and you are using this by through the internet. If I put something, an ERP system on the cloud, that's okay. I said I can give access to some companies to this ERP system through the internet. It's not in their company. This software is somewhere in the in the server or Germany or USA and so on, and they will pay for using this. Okay, the system that you are using. The software that you will use in the lab, this one, you don't have the software in King Saud University. Okay, the software, it is in Germany, and Germany in university they call it Magdeburg University, and they put the ERP system on their servers, and they are selling the use of the software. Okay, they give me a link, okay, a user password, and the clients, and I log on this, okay, and I have access to the ERP system through the internet. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, it is.
And I have to pay for this. Okay, it's not free. I have to pay. Okay, no. So the next generation, it is Internet of Things, big data, artificial intelligence. These are the next generation of ERP. Even many companies are working on this. Okay, artificial intelligence, big data, and so on. Okay. What are the big ERP vendors? Okay, the first one is SAP, and you are lucky that you will see it in your lab. Okay. After that, there is Oracle. We know Oracle, I think. Do you know Oracle company?
Yeah.
Okay, Oracle are famous where? Most of the time, Oracle is selling what?
Databases.
Yes. Oracle are famous in database, but they also have their own ERP system. After this is Intuit Inc., FIS Global, and other things. Even Microsoft. Of course, they are selling Windows. Yeah, but also they have their own. They call it Microsoft Dynamics. Maybe these big companies are taking around 40%. Okay, and the other 60% are for the small companies. It's very important. If we become manager, we should know what are the big ERP systems. The big ERP vendors are creating the technology. Okay, the others are following the technology, if they follow the technology. What does it mean? If, as I said, the ERP or any software is growing in the technology, and these big vendors, they decide maybe they will in 2005 to use ERP on mobile. Okay, so and then they create a version ERP on mobile. Okay, manager have his mobile, he can create a request, he can create an order, he can check, he can create a report to see the revenue and so on. But the other companies, maybe it takes them 10 or 15 years in order to reach these mobile applications. Okay, this is why if you have a big company, if you are a manager in a big company and so on, don't use small ERP. Okay, you will always have a gap between your company and the technology. Any question? No? Okay, let's see very quickly the history of these companies. By the way, I'm not asking you any question about the history of the companies, just for you to understand from where it comes. SAP is a multinational software development and consulting corporation. It's multinational. It's not in one place, many countries, which provides enterprise software application and support business in all the size of globally of companies. Okay, mostly for big and medium companies. For small companies, I think SAP is not the best solution. Okay, because this is a big software. Small companies, they need something cheap, very small, and so on. The headquarters is in Waldorf, in Germany. This is the largest software enterprise in Europe, okay, IT, and the fourth largest software enterprise in the world. Okay, in the world, if you see the big companies, do you know the biggest companies of software in the world?
I think it's IBM.
IBM, Microsoft, IBM. IBM was the first one, yes. Even the oldest one, okay? IBM, Microsoft, Oracle also.
Amazon.
Amazon is late, didn't reach this, okay? Because why? Amazon was not created for doing IT, okay? Amazon was created for doing sell, okay? And after this, okay, Amazon said, okay, they want to have their own technology with web services and so on, and they try to move on IT things, okay? But Amazon, not for really for doing this, okay? Okay, it was founded in 1972, and of course the name was before and in German language, and if we translate it, system analysis and program development. And it was created by 5 IBM former engineers. Okay, Deitmar, Hans, Hector, Hasso, Klaus, and Nobel Klaus. Okay, there are 5 engineers that working in IBM. In 1972, IBM was the famous, the biggest enterprise in IT. And these 5 engineers was working there. And they decide one day to leave IBM and to create their own company. And it is big decision. If you are working, imagine that you are working in, I don't know, in Google, and say, okay, I will stop. I will not work in Google anymore. I will create my own company. This is a big decision, right? It's risky. Yeah. Why they did this? It comes from one idea. Okay. When they are working, they notice that many companies comes to IBM and they ask to create a software of accountings. And the engineers of IBM go to company, and they create software of accounting for this company. And another month later, there is another company comes and they ask IBM to create software of accounting. And the engineers go to this company and they create software. So they notice that they are doing mostly the same thing. The software in company A and company B are mostly the same. There is some difference, but it's mostly the same. What the difference? Maybe they said, okay, maybe some accounts table. تعرفوا المالية؟ You know المالية؟ عملتوا المالية ولا ما عملتوها؟
ايه سويناها
بالعربية ولا بالإنجليزي؟
بالعربي.
الأكاونتس تيبل بالعربي اسمها فيها ديبت وكريدت. عندما تحط عندك يدخل فلوس في المالية في أي مكان تحطه وين مش بليس.
في الاكاونتنج
نعم في الأكاونتنج كان هناك ما شفت شيء هكذا. أنا ما أعرف بالعربي.
اللي هي محاسبة.
You find something like this, okay? Figure out something. Yes. Something like this. And yes. You didn't see this before? Huh? And you said, okay, I put here okay, said okay, here I put here $5 per dollar. ما عملتوا هذا؟
Yes, of course I did.
اوكي هذا اسمه مال، ايش يعني بالعربي؟ ديبت and credit. اسمه هذا بالعربي محاسبة بالعربي. Don't know? Or Google? Okay, Google. Tell me account table. Translate and English. Okay, and the inverse. Huh? Accounting table. من سموها جدول المحاسبة. هل سموها الجدول المحاسبة؟ Yes or no? Okay, you don't know.
We don't know about accounting, doctor. Sorry.
ما عملتوش المحاسبة ولا هي قلت لي عملت المحاسبة؟
Just one. We didn't go deeper on it.
Okay. المهم you know that in order to do the accountings مش تعمل محاسبة you need many tables like this. Okay. عندك أكثر من table. دخول فلوس خروج فلوس دخول فلوس and maybe you can have maybe 100 tables like this in the accountings. كل شيء كل جدول المحاسبة عنده اسم، مثلا هذا تاع الكاستمر، هذا مثلا سيلز، هذا تاع مبيعات مثلا، هذا مشتريات. purchase عندك شيء آخر purchase. You have something, the same thing. Maybe you have also stock. You have order one, and so on. Okay. Liability. And you have many things. And same thing. Take this one and put it here. Put this one. So you can have many accounts table. For doing the accountings. Okay. And this account table, generally a list of account tables come from the governments. Okay. في أي بلد الgovernment they give a list to the companies. Said if you are working, if your company is created in Saudi Arabia, you are doing your business in Saudi Arabia, you have to use these account tables. Okay, maybe you can have 100 accounts tables. Imagine that you have 100 accounting table. Okay, and each company should use this account table. Okay, but not all of them. Not all of them. Maybe a company تستعمل 80 account table، الثانية تاخذ 50 and so on، لأن كل they have different size. company صغيرة، company كبيرة and so on. Okay, so maybe company A they will use 80 accounting table. Company, not computer. And the company, another company B, it is using only 50 among these 100. Okay, تاخذها من هنا. Okay, and so on. Okay, what is mean? This mean, okay, all the companies are sharing the same accounting table, but some of the companies said, okay, I will not use, for example, stock accounts. Okay, يقول لك هذا ما نستعملها. Liability, I will not use it. I will use only this and this. Okay, and so on. So the other company said, okay, I will use stock and liability and purchasing and sales. And another company said, I will use all of them. So what it means that you can use the same software, okay, and then you let the companies configure what the accounts table that they can use, okay, and then it will be flexible. Okay, we use the same software. We don't have to create another software. It is the same software, and the company said, okay, I'm using this one, okay, and then I will use this one, but this one I will not use it, for example, and this one maybe I will not use it. This one said, okay, this one I will not use it. Okay, the other one said the inverse. I'll use also this one. Okay, but the stock I will not use it, and so on. This is the idea of these engineers, using the same software and let the companies decide or configure what they want to use as accounting stable. Is it clear, the idea?
Yes.
And they create their own company. There were 5 engineers before. They don't have computers. In 1972, we don't have small computers that we have. No laptop. We have only the big computers that it takes an apartment in order to put it. So what they said, they negotiate the use of the computer of IBM. Said, okay, IBM, we want to rent your computer on the nights, okay? Where there is no employee, we'll use your computer in order to create our software inside your computer. And then, of course, they create their software and they sell it to many companies, flexible software for accountings. Now there are more than 50,000 employees around the world. شيء عجيب. Okay, 50,000 employees. Okay, this is SAP Waldorf. Is it nice as company? Yes or no? You think? What do you think? It's a big company, and which is important, that the salary is bigger than other companies. Okay, and if you are engineer in this company in Waldorf, Germany, after 3 years, SAP give you a car. Okay, like you can have BMW or Mercedes or whatever, and then the maintenance and the oil of the company, the gas of the company, of the car are paid by the company. Okay, and you have also, they give you stock exchange actions. They give you a bonus from 30,000 ريال and more. كأنهم يزكوا المال تاعهم. Okay, they at the end of the year you have get big bonus based on the performance that you are doing in the company. This is SAP system. The second vendor is Oracle. Okay. Any question, by the way? The Oracle, we know that it is a database company. Okay. We know all Oracle and Oracle, after creating database, they want to have more other things, and they jump to ERP, and they have their own customer relationship management CRM. They have also supply chain management software. Supply chain management is a software from the raw material to the finished product. Raw material يعني المادة الخامة. Imagine that I want to boil a cake. If I want to have a company that creating making cake, okay, or biscuit, what we need as raw material.
Floor.
Yes, the first thing, let's jump on the floor. I think like this. No. Okay. After this, this is the raw material. Okay, raw material. After this, what happened? We take the raw material, we put it in inventory. Put the raw material in inventory. When we put it after in inventory, we can. There is a production. This means that we're making cake, making biscuit. And after this, there is a package. We put it on package. Okay, when you finish, you put on package. After this, there is a transportation. You to customer, big customers or whatever. So all this, this is SCM. SCM is supply chain management. Okay. هذا كله داخل في SCM. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Very quickly, I have maybe 5 minutes and then you can leave. The founder of IBM is Larry Ellison, and IBM was created in 1977. Before, not IBM or Oracle, before the name was SDL, was Software Development Laboratory. The history of this of this company. By the way, Larry Ellison didn't finish his university. Okay, he was jumping from university to university and didn't finish, but he liked IT and he was working for many companies until he worked in Ampex Corporations, and he was working on something related to relational database, but it was not really a relation. It was the beginning. It was a relation algebra and so on. And this program or this project was initiated by the CIA of USA, المخابرات الأمريكية. There was funded this project. So Allison liked this project, and he wanted to improve it. Okay, and he have many ideas in order to improve it. So he created his own company, and then he created the first relational database. Of course, it was before on IBM, of course, on IBM servers, and he sold it to many other companies. And this is IBM headquarters. It is in San Francisco, San Jose. Just how it looks like this building when you see this.
Looks like databases.
Yes. See, imagine, okay, it's like database. Okay. It is very easy to enter, but not very, very easy, but easy to enter in this company. But also it's very easy to go out. They from time to time they open their door for new engineers to try them, and they give them time to show that they can do something in the company. And of course, if you cannot work, if you notice that you don't have the capability to work on in this company, they fire you. That is good environment of work. Okay, I have one of my friends is working as project manager in this company, or doing our PhD thesis at the same time in France, and then he moved to Oracle, and I was planned to move to IBM at the same time. Okay, I think we stop here. Do you have any question? No? In this case, you can leave. See you next week, inshallah.
Thank you, teacher.
Assalamu alaikum.
Doctor,
Yes.
can I attend with another section? Because I have a very long break.
You can. Yes.
Thank you.